What's up, YouTube? This is One Way. I'm out here in Monterey. You hear all them sea lions, they kind of took over the beach down below. They fenced it off. Today's video is gonna talk a little bit about One Way, why he is the way he is and stuff like that. Maybe people kind of wonder what's One Way? What's he about? So I'll talk a little. You know, growing up in my times were different. You know, you had to be solid and stuff like that. You had to be real, or you would be confronted. You couldn't be just faking and acting tough. You know, it's not like nowadays, the social media. You know, like everything out here has been changing. You know, social media has been changing everything. Like I said, people got ill intentions. You know, they can surround themselves now with a bunch of people that just agree with how they think, even though if it's not right. You know, if you don't agree with them, you speak the truth, they just block you out nowadays. You know, like the truth and being real and all that stuff is kind of getting pushed back. You know what I mean? It's all about corporate and money nowadays. And I understand that. Everyone wants to get rich. You know, I missed a lot of meal tickets just being who I am and not willing to like put on that dress and sell myself out, stuff like that. But we all have our own ways of living. You know, that's one thing about One Way that you can learn about him and that this video will expose. Like I said, a lot of people have ill, selfish intentions, and I ain't gonna lie, when I was young, I had those same ways of thinking. But like I said, having my son and stuff like that, you know, changed my way of thinking, and I'm no longer being a selfish guy, just thinking to myself, I have other things to think of, you know? And that's just my reality and how I chose to live my life. You know, nowadays with social media and technology, that shock value and all that stuff, and not only that, just things are changing overall. You know, the Rainbow Bride is now running the show. Everyone's, you know, the Rambo and stuff like that. That's all days of the past. Cosby Show. You know, those times have changed. You know, there's a few of us that still know who we are and ain't gonna switch up. But most people have lost touch of reality. And that's just the future, I guess. And I know a lot of people are wondering, what's this guy talking about? But, you know, I'm just talking about a lot of people lost touch of, you know, showing appreciation, helping others in need. You know, just doing things the right way. You know, like my name, there's only one way. That's your end, your destiny. Can't go back. You know, you got memories, but you gotta live your life. You can't stop living your life for nobody, you know? It's up to you to work on it and shape your destiny. But yeah, don't forget, God is always in control, you know.
That's Highway 1 there.
And your fate and destiny does ultimately lie with Him, but you still got to be out here trying to do the right thing. You know, I've proved to myself that your intentions and way of thinking are a major factor of your outcome in life out here. Like I said, I'll admit it, there was a time when I wasn't thinking like that. When I was young, before I had my son. And that's why I've always been here for him and making sure he had solid parents who loved him. And still can't believe I've been with his baby mama for over 30 years like that. You know, it hasn't been easy. It's been a thrill ride, ups and downs, like a roller coaster. But like I proved to myself, it can be done if you just follow them good intentions and you let that run the show. Shit, if money ran the show, it'd be like a lot of them people out here getting divorces and stuff like that. That's just the reality of most people. You know, money runs the show, most people. And I understand that in this cutthroat world. But, like I said, I'm never the type to change my way of thinking or be a sellout for that. You know, being a man of your word and stuff like that always means a lot to me. It still does. And it's kind of sad that social media be weeding us people out, people like me, putting us under the rug, sweeping us under the rug. You know, it's all, like I was saying, it's all about that shock value now. And did you hear that? And did you see that? It's not about being real and taking care and doing the right thing, you know, under God. Nowadays, it's just all about what can you do to make that money. And people done switched up on their family, friends, everybody. As long as they got a support team on like social media, a bunch of people to tell them, keep going and just block out the haters. You know, everyone's blocking out their families now, friends, anyone who even speaks the truth. People just block them out. And I guess that's the way of the future, you know. You got all these people supporting you. It's not like nowadays. It's not like back in the days where it was just, you knew the people who you were around. You know, you weren't tapped into the world, you know. Nowadays, everyone's just cutting off everybody, switching up. Because like I said, as long as you got somebody from another country or another part of the world, as long as they're saying, keep going and block out them haters, even though them so-called haters are your family members and stuff like that, you're willing to do it. And especially if imagine you got hundreds and thousands of people, and especially these people that maybe ain't got nothing going on in their life, and they're telling you to be just like them and just tell you to block out everyone in your life that may be speaking the truth. And just to keep all these people in your life that are supporting, even if you're with the bullshit, you got all these people supporting you, and that's what keeps you going. That's what keeps the bullshit going on social media today. You know, that's why social media is the way it is. Because no one's standing up for nothing, I see. And if they are standing up, they're just minding their own business, doing their own thing. Because if you talk about it, like I said, you might get banned. You know, they start doing things. You start to get... You don't get no traction out here in this world nowadays, this social media world. You know, times, like I said, it changed. People nowadays, they can talk shit 1,000 miles away, technology, they got cameras, they got protection, one phone call away, they got all this stuff that feels like they could just act however and just say it was just for entertainment. It's just all for entertainment. And that's one thing that took me a while to understand, when the lockdowns came down and I tapped into all the social media stuff, Charleston White and all them, it had me thinking all types of ways until I realized that, these people are it's entertainment, because if these people were really acting the way they were, like around where I am growing up and stuff like that, these people wouldn't last that long. And I know people, they got all that support. They got thousands of people saying, yeah, they would. And no one mess with them. And yeah, because times have changed. It's not like back in the days where you're caught out there all by yourself and it's just you and that person you was talking shit about. What you gonna do then when you ain't got no phone and stuff like that, Times are different. Really different. Nowadays, being fake, just acting a fool, doing all that weirdo stuff is what makes it, especially on the social media. Man, that's what really gets you out there. It's like, where's all the real ones? There's few of them left out there. Everybody's just, I guess, like I said, it's all about the money. It's a big money grab out there. And people are learning from people like, Charleston White, Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, like that Dr. Dre beef with Eazy-E. People are forgetting about the real, and everybody's leaning towards just whatever makes the money. It don't matter no more. People don't even appreciate even maybe what made them to be who they are. Like, for example, you might be in a crowd, that crowd might make you come up and shine the light on you, and then as soon as you're in a position, like I said, you use these people like stepping stones, and people just I just can't believe how they'll act like they never were a part of what made them be who they are and gain that, maybe street credibility or that rep or whatever, or gain that, that attention. There's a lot of people out here, especially when it comes to that street life. When people kind of step up in the world and they kind of make it to the corporate, they tend to forget and don't really appreciate the ones who got them there. Like I said, like the Eazy-E's and the R.I.P. Jacka, and the people that really paved the ways out here in the world for some of these people. I wish that people would just show a little more appreciation in life. Shout out to people like Bushwick Bill, and it's just a lot of people in life that ain't getting the credibility that they should be. Just because, like I said, nowadays people got platforms, they can talk their shit. And as long as they got thousands of people behind them, people are that just is what it is. And if you speak on it, bop, they block you. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, times have done changed. And I'm able to adapt, but I won't be no sellout, like Cat Williams said, you don't gotta change. You don't gotta be a part of what you see. You can just stay solid and remain who you are. And then that's one thing that I will remain to be, you know what I'm saying? It may be hard, but you just gotta keep that fight. And you gotta have a purpose, you know what I'm saying? You can't just bend over and lay down. You gotta really have a fight out here in the world. You gotta have a purpose, whether it be, you know, locking your family down and holding it down and taking care of what needs to be taken care of, or just whatever, you know, just being real, like knowing that who you are is who you are, and that person in the mirror, you can't deny, you can't change, you know, you gotta respect yourself and love yourself, because without that, you can't be good to others. And I've noticed that there's a lot of ill people out here. And don't love yourself too much, where you start forgetting about other people. You know, that's another thing. You gotta stay focused, y'all. You know, there's people out there that don't love nobody, and there's people out there that love themselves too much. And that could work against you. You gotta remember to love other people and include love. Love goes a long ways. And I ain't saying to love everything you see. Like One Way, he don't love everything he sees. One Way don't accept, and like I said, there's a lot of shit out here in this world that have done changed. Even politically and everything abroad. But it doesn't mean I turn myself into a hater. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna be a hater. You don't gotta start hating the world, but you can just still stand up for who you are and what you represent. And don't let nothing change you. No matter how much these times change, and this twilight zone I feel like I'm a part of, just stay real, stay solid, knowing that being true is what got you. It's what got me this far. You know what I mean? Like I said, a lot of people are rest in peace, or a lot of people are locked up, or a lot of people done ruined their reputation, and they just can't go to places. I just been fortunate enough where I can go anywhere. Like, I'm not saying like I'm the world's guy, like you can't fuck with me, but I'm just saying I ain't got enemies and shit like that. I don't go out there and start shit with beefing with people, you know, all that stuff. You know, there might be people out there that beef with me and shit like that, but I ain't really tripping on them. They make videos talking about me. But like I said, unless, like my folks told me, unless they're out here and it's a real threat and they really tap it on your shoulders, you can distinguish yourself, or distinguish the real shit from the shit that's just, you know, entertainment. Like I said, when I was young, shit, I was different. I'll be facing everything, like in school and anybody talking shit. Like I said, times were different. Entertainment, you gotta realize that you can't just go knock on people's doors and do all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's got cameras. It's different now. And plus the mindset, it ain't all that, you know. Maybe back in the days when you was in your area, in your vicinity, you wanted that. You wanted to make sure you have that respect. But nowadays, when you got all these clowns on entertainment or the social media doing what they do, it don't matter what no one says. I think that respect, unless they personally know you and you see them in real life, the entertainment, the social media respect is kind of played out. I don't even know if it's real. It's all, can't trust it. You know what I'm saying? Be people on here that say they respect you and all that stuff, and next thing you know, like I said, social media and real life is different. So don't get that shit twisted, y'all. Understand that respect in social media and respect out here in the real world, people take it differently, even though I take it all the same way. That's why I had a problem when I first started social media. You know, I was feeling all types of ways when I came across Charleston White and stuff like that. Until I saw, man, these guys are just playing a character. It's all for show. It's like Thunder Lips, y'all. These guys are shaking hands afterwards. You know? And I know a lot of people out here think it's real, and a lot of people out here are following it. Some of it is real. But don't get it twisted, like I said. Or at least me, I ain't finna change. I ain't gonna be nothing that I see, nothing. I'm just gonna stay me, stay doing what I think, and like I said, stay doing the right thing under God. Because to me, that's the ultimate, and that's my ultimate destiny and end of everything is facing God. And in the meantime, knowing that He's watching everything that I do. Everything. So that's why I can't be out here being no thief and all that stuff like that. God be watching. Taking notes. He's gonna remind you all that stuff. You know, back in the days when we were young, you know, we did a lot of shit. I ain't gonna lie, I shoplifted and did all that stuff when I was young. Stealing stacks of CDs and clothes and all that. Just weirdo stuff. You know, when you're a kid and young, you're just acting a fool. But growing up, you know, stealing and all that stuff, taken from another man and stuff like that. Nah, that ain't what One Way's about. And it's been decades since I've been not with that shit, you know. Especially having a home and property and having a family, you know, knowing how you protect it and thinking how you're shit. Back in the days, all the crazy stuff could have been caught up, you know what I mean? It just was fortunate. Yeah, your character means a lot. That's why I don't mess nobody over. My word means a lot. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm finna do it. You know, time matters to me. You know, a lot of people, they be slacking on time, showing up late and shit. To me, that's always been important to me. You know, it's things like that make me who I am. Like I said, if I say I'm finna show up, I'm finna show up. And if you haven't heard that I'm not gonna show up, I'm finna show up. That's just my character. It ain't no excuses. It ain't gonna be like, well, I had 40 other people saying, well, I had things to do and they all agreed with me, so fuck it. Let me be late and let whoever I'm supposed to meet up with, let them hang and let them wait right there an extra hour while I'm doing what I'm doing. And as long as I got my people, like I said, on social media saying, oh, you gotta do what you gotta do. The people gotta wait, they gotta wait. Like, as long as you keep that mentality, that's where the people out here, they ain't solid no more. They ain't with their word. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, time done changed. These days have allowed people to just act however and get away with it. Because they'll have a support squad behind them, no matter what. I could come on YouTube and just act a fool and do all kinds of shit that ain't acceptable, but watch, I bet you that'll gain me way more attention than just being a real person, talking the truth, you know, just being honest out here in the world, being someone you can like count on. That's a rare thing, is someone you can honestly trust. Because like me, I don't really trust nobody. I've been snaked and faked and done bad by life so many times, you know, friends, foes, all that stuff. Growing up, shit, I've done time because of friends, you know. So I know all that and how that all plays out, you know. But we all change in life. Like me, I've really changed. I ain't that player guy anymore, you know, having girlfriends in 3 different cities and 4 different girlfriends at one time and stuff like that. Just being someone you can kind of trust, you know what I'm saying, these days? Being a person of your word. To me, that's one thing that, like, you know, having a son and my girl and family and stuff like that, you know, if One Way says something or if One Way represents that he's for real about that, you don't got to worry about that. Like, people already know. He ain't got to worry about it. Like, if he says he going to take care of it or he going to bring you back something or anything like that, everybody already knows that is for sure. There's not even a question. It's already been proven over and over and over again. Like, it's not like social media where we just get up here and we talk and we have people believe whatever they want to believe. You know, my actions have honestly proved my character in real life. So to me, that matters more than anything. Real life. Just being real, just being a real person, you know. And I ain't gonna lie, like, people, we all lie about certain things. They're not lies like where God's looking down you like, oh, it's just maybe a little lie. You might say you're feeling something out and it might ask something. You might exaggerate a little bit on it or you might not want to answer it the way truthfully 100% because you just don't got to. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever been convicted or have you ever done that? Like, that, to me, that paints a bad picture of you and shit. So why do you gotta keep bringing up stuff of what you've done? You know, because like I said, that people will look at that and be like, oh, look at this guy. He's been locked up. He's been this and that. He's been dealing with this. He's done this. Look at, you know, just certain things that people will have opinions about certain things and feel a certain way about something. But like I said, just being real and keeping it real out here is the way to go. For me, anyways. Like I said, maybe I've lost plenty of meal tickets from doing what I do, but I'm just finna continue to do what I do. And maybe one day, being real, even on social media, people will catch on, see my videos, and be able to relate to. You know what I mean? Because it's nothing bad about being solid, even if you're not going to get rich off of it. You know, you can live comfortably, and you can get rich off of it. But just because you ain't rich, like the people like Charleston White and all them, I'm not saying that they're rich and balling, and I'd want to be anything like them, because I'm proud of being who I am. Because that's one thing that a lot of people aren't proud of, being who they are. I never wanted to be like no one else, or being rich and famous just to be them or nothing like that. Whatever God has plans for me, it is what it is. Like, is it like living in mansions or whichever, I ain't gonna sweat it. I ain't gonna really trip. It's not all about show. Sometimes it's about, just being real out here. Like I said, the social media has kind of changed stuff to where, people ain't serious no more. And people be talking how they talk, and they know most likely they ain't gonna be dealt with. There's nothing like that. Back in the days, you get confronted, most likely, stuff like that. Because, like I said, if you was talking, it would just be people you knew in the area. It wasn't like you were tapped into people thousands of miles away and stuff like that. So it was a different lifestyle without cell phones and all that stuff, where you could just quick to record and call 911 and do things like that to protect yourself. Nowadays, you're protected doing all that stuff. Like Charleston White and Whack 100. You can endorse snitching, and you can be a shit talker and all that stuff. And most likely, like I said, nowadays for entertainment, you ain't gonna be ain't no consequences from it. In fact, nowadays it's like a shock value where it kind of blows you up. People follow that stuff, all that, look at that, did you hear that, did you see that type stuff. It seems like talking shit nowadays is the thing. But like I said, back when I grew up, talking it wouldn't last that long being like that. Because most likely someone's going to come across your way. Even the music thing, back in the days, the Tupac, rest in peace Tupac and Biggie. In my era, it was proof, all that shit talking beef, there was consequences, and it was a realer time back in those days. Nowadays, like I was saying, Charleston White and Whack get up here and talk all their shit, and people are attracted to that. People actually want to be like that now, and people have done changed their ways of thinking and stuff like that. I see. When I grew up, there was no talking. It was like all action. Only the girls and the old folks and snitches and stuff like that talked. But I see nowadays it's like a new trend, Everybody's wishing to be a star. In fact, a lot of people turn selfish. They got these false illusions about Hollywood. People willing to even wear a dress now and stuff like that. Shout out to Cat Williams. He talked about that. And it's people like him that I've always could kind of relate to a little closer. His way of thinking. Even though he jokes about stuff, it's real life stuff. And yeah, he can make you. People can talk and make you feel down and make you feel angry and stuff, but he makes it into a comedy entertainment without pretty much hating on people and stuff like that, Him and comedians like like Nate Jackson, they're funny to me like that. I ain't really with that corny comedy. It's just never been funny to me. I ain't hating on it, but it's just not my thing. There's been a lot of things in even the entertainment industry that's made me see things, like the Jay-Z freeway incident, It made a lot of people see things about the corporate world in about positioning yourself, and also made people see a different side of, reality. I always thought when Jay-Z did what he did with the Freeway on stage to take the picture with all them corporate folks, I kind of felt like, man, that was kind of bad what he did Freeway, but I guess that was the play, and a lot of people have copied that play, and a lot of people have came up off that play. I used to be a Jay-Z fan back in the days when his first albums came out. I ain't gonna lie, first couple albums, I used to be bumping Jay-Z back when but that was back when Biggie was alive, though. I think. But after the Freeway incident, I kind of lost my touch a little bit. And I guess that's just the corporate world, you're gonna separate for yourself, I guess, from certain things that you feel as though may be a threat to your future of, if you're looking for them riches and stuff like that. So that Jay-Z moment taught a lot of people a lot of different things, and people took it a lot of different ways. And I see a lot of people turned on their folks from that, and just a lot of different outcomes came out from that. Anyways, it's just moments like that you see things, and like the beef with Dre and Eazy-E. Those are just my entertainment things that I had to be talking about. Anyways, just get back to real life. Anyways, I'll probably end this video, just a quick video, talking, because I got lips, y'all. So everybody have a good one. This is Sunday. Everybody stay blessed. Peace out.